Hi, my name is Judy Van Koyman, and you're watching Life Issues. March show is about family and children's services, and my guest is Sandra.
Thank you very much for having me, Judy.
Oh, my pleasure. Sandra, what is your title?
I am the project director for Healthy Families Arbor area.
Very good. And what does that consist of?
Well, it's the administration and the coordination of services for the Healthy Families Arbor area program. And one of the things that I do a lot is coordinate with other agencies throughout the 5 cities that we serve.
Okay. And how long have you been with Family and Children's Services?
Since 2016. So it will be 5 years now.
Oh, great. That's good. That you like your job.
I love it.
Yeah, good, good. And there are 2 offices. Do they have the same services?
Yes and no.
Okay.
The Lynn office is the parent agency, and we are a subsidiary of the Lynn office. So in Lynn, we have more than anything programs for young parents, young people, not necessarily parents, for the community in Lynn that are very specific to Lynn. Mm-hmm. In Chelsea, we have some programs that will serve Lynn and Chelsea and Revere.
Okay.
So each one of us have a little bit of a different job to do.
Okay, great. And when did Family and Children's Services start?
That is a great question. When I was, when I began at Family and Children's Service, I asked for the history of the agency. And one of the things that I definitely read was that they began in 1885. That is 136 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
So it has the roots are immense.
Exactly.
In the community
wow.
of Lynn.
And they've been helping families and kids for that long. Wow. So can you please tell us about the early years?
Sure. So the other thing that I learned was that many of the programs that began in 1885 have developed through the years. So the first one, it was a day nursery that began in the 1880s, 1885. Mm-hmm. And it gave away the beginning of daycare centers, as we know now.
Oh, wow.
The other thing was the penny lunch program. And this was, at that time, for immigrant children. Mm-hmm. So this began in 1913. And then it became the Lynn School Lunch in 1922. So the school lunches, as we know in Lynn, they began right there. Then in 1913, they had a baby clinic that was launched to serve sick children that didn't have the support that they needed to have. And they taught mothers the proper hygiene, how to do preventive services, etc. Well, now we have programs like ours. The Family Resource Center, the Healthy Families Program, the Parents as Teachers Program that I will talk later on. So there has been all that has evolved from 1913.
Wow.
In 1924, there was the Lynn Home for Children, and it's to care for destitute children. And again, we have support groups now for parents. We have services for young dads and moms. So that has been part of the how it has evolved.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. And Sandra, what towns do you serve?
So I'm going to talk about the two, the one in Lynn and the one in
Right.
Chelsea. The one in Chelsea, of course, is Charlestown. Chelsea is Boston, Revere, Winthrop, and Lynn. So those are the 6 cities that we serve.
Okay. So does Lynn just serve Lynn, this Lynn office?
Lynn, there are some programs that may go to
Outside of Lynn?
other, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, great. And what is the mission statement?
Our mission is to strengthen the life skills of families and children and individuals of all ages. This is accomplished through a range of programs offered directly or in collaboration with other organizations in our community.
Awesome, great. And what are the goals of Family Children Services?
Okay. The first one is to supplement the educational offerings available to preschool children. The other goal is to reduce stress by offering parent education and support. Support and facilitate the achievement of youth, and promote diversity and foster inclusion in our community. And the last one is ensure the safety and well-being of vulnerable populations.
Okay, very good. And what does the Early Childhood Family Center do?
Okay, we call it the FRC. They do a lot, and in Lynn, they have amazing services. This is a trilingual center for high-risk socially vulnerable parents, and many of whom have very limited English speaking capacity. They are isolated and they lack access to vital services. The programs that we offer under the Early Childhood Family Resource Center, we do support programs in English, Spanish, and Khmer, which is from Cambodia.
Okay.
And the idea is to connect mom and dad, mothers and fathers, with community resources. We do workshops, parenting workshops, health workshops, educational workshops. And the idea is to promote and offer them a little bit of life skills so that they can understand what is going on in this country.
Okay, very good, very good. And what is the home visiting services?
Oh, that is, my area.
Good.
That is my area. Well, Family and Children Service has 3 home visiting programs. The Healthy Families Arbor area, I'm the program director. The Parents as Teachers program, and the Young Parents Support. All of them are in Chelsea, even though we have different eligibility criteria. When I go further into that, you will see that we do a lot of things that are similar, but we are targeting different populations.
Okay. All right, awesome.
So do you want me to talk about Healthy Families?
Sure.
Okay. So I love to talk about my program.
Of course, it's your passion.
See, so we are a home visiting program. We have 5 home visitors as a supervisor. These 5 home visitors have gone through a very intensive training so that when they go to these families' homes, they will help them and work with them. We look at ourselves as coaches more than telling people what to do, because that doesn't work, especially because Healthy Family serves people who are pregnant and/or parenting young fathers and mothers that are 20 years or under. We have 15, 16-year-olds. And, they have to be first-time parents. We work with them for 3 years. So if we have mom when she is pregnant, it will be 3 point whatever, the months that we got her. And so we have 3 years to work with this family. And Judy, these are very young parents. As I said, we have 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, and some of them have the support of the family, but many of them do not. And, they have been, what they hear is, why did you do it? What happened to you? A lot of judgment. And when we go there, we do not judge.
Right.
Because who are we to judge that?
Exactly.
So one of the things that we do, again, very young parents, is to ask them, what do you want to do? Where do you see yourself in 1 or 2 years? What are the things that you would like to have for your son or daughter? We call that the family goal plan. For the first time, they're thinking, I remember when I was 15 years old. Don't ask me about a goal.
Yeah.
Because, I was just a kid. So right now, what they need to understand is that they are parents, that there is a child that is dependent on them, and that they need to finish school. If they don't finish school, what are the possibilities of them getting a good job? So we encourage them by going with them all the time. We see them sometimes every week, every 2 weeks. We help them if we need to help them with homework. We encourage them to, when they finish high school, okay, what are you going to do now? Don't stay with the high school because you are very intelligent. You can do other things. So right now, because we are in COVID, we are doing all these home visits virtually. So we use WhatsApp or Zoom. And it has worked very well. The idea of the home visit is to look at how dad and mom interact with the child. And that is called parent-child interaction, PCI. And this is where the 9 or 10 months of training kicks in. They will see, the home visitors will see if mom is attentive to the child, if she's smiling to the child, if she's holding the child, because those are things that for people that do not know, they may think that they are not important, and they are extremely important. The other thing is how we are going to have this child be school ready after the 3 years that we have them. So I would like for the people who listen to this program to go to thebasics.org. And if you have a young child, please go there. If you know of someone that has a young child, please go to that website, because the idea is that even when the child is an infant, you need to read to them, you need to talk to them all the time. This is how we acquire our a language and communication. We need to point. Oh, look, this is a bird. Oh, this is milk, because that's the way that they will, relate one thing with the other. And especially with girls, talk about counting. From the moment that they are very little, 1, 2, 3, group that, so that boys and girls begin to understand the world of numbers when they are little. The first year of a child's life is perhaps the most important period of a human being. They are a sponge. They will get the good and they will get the bad. So we have to be very careful, and hopefully they will get much more good than than the bad. The other thing that we do is parenting groups. And this is a 6-week series where we work with them, talk to them, give them information about parenting skills, child development. One of the things that we need to make sure is that a 2-month-old is acting as a 2-month-old. Because what has happened is that many children fall through the cracks. And then when they are 12 months old, they figure out that there is something that they needed to work on. So we do the ages and stages questionnaire. We begin at 2 months, and we finish when they are 3 years old. So every 6 months, we are doing an assessment.
Oh, good.
So that, we know if their motor skills are okay, if their social skills are fine, and if not, because no one is perfect, there is early intervention, and we will refer them to early intervention. And early intervention, right now they cannot go to the home, but through virtual visits, they will talk to the parents and tell them what they need to do to make things better for them. And then we talk about sudden infant death, shaking baby syndrome, and that can happen anywhere, but it can happen with young parents because they don't know.
Right.
But unfortunately, not knowing is not an excuse anymore.
Right.
So you shake a baby, that his brain or her brain is very tender. So it's like shaking a yellow, and either they die or other things will happen. So we talk to them about that. And with the shaking baby syndrome, we talk about the fussy baby. Why? Because babies cry. And what we say is, babies cry, have a plan. You can imagine having a baby screaming and crying, and you try to do this, and you put her here, and you put it, and it's crying and crying. That's normal. There's nothing wrong. But mom can get desperate, or a family member, or the person who's taking care of that child. And some people shake the baby because they are angry.
Right. Yes.
Unfortunately, it's not the best thing to do. It's a horrible thing to do.
Right. Yeah.
So have a plan. You have your mom. Tell mom to come here, and take care of the baby and take a walk. Put the baby in the crib. He or she is not going to die, So those are the things that we talk to our participants. Now, the other one is, no, I think that you have a question. So, yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's okay, Sandra. That's okay. It's very informative information. What is Healthy Families Harbor area?
So that, Healthy Families Harbor area is our program. And that's exactly what, what I
What
have
you described.
Talked to you, what we do.
Okay.
And, we go to the homes, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah.
Okay, great. And can you please tell us more about your program's free diaper campaign?
Of course. One of the things that happened with COVID, not only you couldn't get toilet paper, you could not get diapers. And I'm sure it was nationally, but for us, the important thing is the Arbor area. We didn't have diapers. And children do not wait.
No.
So you need diapers.
Yes.
And we had a campaign last year, and this year, we are going to begin again, and we began again with another campaign. Now, the campaign for healthy families is for young moms that are eligible, 20 years or under, first-time parent, or with a child 1 year old, and that live in one of the 5 cities, not including, unfortunately, Lynn.
Oh.
This is only for the Arbor, the Charlestown, Chelsea, Boston, Revere, and Winthrop.
Okay.
If you don't have anyone that you know, one of the things that we do is that we give an incentive for anyone that will do a referral for a mother that is eligible. We give a $25 gift card from Market Basket. So if you get 2, you get 50. If you get 3, you get 75. We don't say how many, and we don't care how many you refer. For the mom that says yes to our program, we will give her a whole month free of diapers.
Nice.
And let me be very clear about this. All the services that we're talking tonight, they are all free. So there is no cost whatsoever, ever, by becoming healthy families or parents as teachers.
Great. Okay, and you have a flyer for the diaper campaign too that is in both English and Spanish.
And in Spanish,
Right.
yes.
Okay.
And hopefully you will see them at the grocery store, at the convenience store, we hope, at the hair salons. I mean, we are trying to, distribute that throughout the 5 cities.
Okay, awesome, great. And what is Parents as Teachers program?
Parents as Teachers is funded through the Massachusetts Department of Public Health. And again, it's a home visiting program, but their eligibility is different. They serve young parents up to when they are 24 years old, and they can have as many children as whatever they have. They can have 3 children, they can have 2 children, it doesn't matter. They can be part of Parents as Teachers. The only thing is that they serve Chelsea and Revere. The children can be from 0 to 5 years old. Okay. And they do parenting groups as we do. And they offer health and parenting education. Again, child development assessments, the ASQs, ages and stages, as we do. They do referrals to anything that the parent may need, housing, utilities, immigration, whatever it is that they need. So the director there is Mariana, and the same number that I gave you, you can find her there.
Okay. Right. And what is the Young Parents program?
Okay, the Young Parents program is another home visiting program. And when I say home visiting, right now, due to COVID, everybody's doing virtual home visits. I just want to make sure, hopefully in a few months, we will begin again. Yeah. But right now is through virtual visits.
Okay.
So they have a strength-based model, and they work very closely with the families, and they assess their needs and offer a wide range of targeted support services. One of the things that I learned, as a matter of fact, a few weeks ago is that one of the home visitors decided to do a group meeting with their participants. And many of the participants are Latino, they are 80% Latino. And some of them are not prolific or with English. So she decided to download Duolingo, which is a program that teaches people, different languages.
Yep.
And as a group, they're learning English.
Nice.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. Cool. All right. Sandra, if anyone would like more information, can you please give us your contact info?
Sure.
Phone number.
The phone number is 617-409-9360, extension 302.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry, but that's all the time that we have.
Oh.
Thank you, Sandra, for all that you do for those in need. I'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions. Please send them to lifeissuestv@gmail.com. And remember, live each day to the fullest and celebrate life.